to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Mika. Thank you so much for stopping in. So today I just wanted to talk about effective communication. Now, we all communicate, obviously. If you have a voice, you're communicating. Even if you use sign language, you're communicating. So why not learn how to do it effectively? So I know for me, I'm still learning, so whatever I am preaching to you all, I'm learning for myself, and I'm learning from other YouTubers and books and podcasts and things like that, because I too struggle with effective communication. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing a good job, like telling somebody what I'm feeling, what I need, what I'm going through, but it doesn't often come off the way that I expect it to, or that I'm feeling that it's coming off. Have you ever, wish you have, but have you ever had a time where you told somebody something and you really thought it wasn't even about them, or you thought that they were taking a different way because you didn't mean it in a certain way? Maybe you said, I really don't feel like going out. Thank you for inviting me over to your house, but I just really don't feel like being bothered. And in your mind, you're thinking like, I had a rough day. I just feel like I just need to stay to myself. It's just not the best day for me to go hang out. And you think that just because you're telling your friend that, or your partner that they will understand, because hello, they're in our heads, right? And then they take it offensively, or they say like, well, since you got a problem with me, I don't know what I did to you. And it's like, what? Like, where did you get that from? Or they say okay, or they'll look at your message and don't say anything at all. And then a few days go by and you're like, hey, how's things going? I haven't heard from you. And then they're like, I thought you had a problem with me. That's what I mean by the effective communication. If you want it to be effective, you have to, sometimes I feel like you have to go above and beyond to really get it to where someone understands what you're trying to say. I don't really think that communicating over text, although it is a form of communication, I don't think it's the best communication style. And communicating over the phone is a little better because they can hear the tone of your voice and you can actually piece things together. So if you're saying something, maybe that is not something to make the other person upset, or something you may be saying that is showing you're not upset, because the tone of your voice, it may sound like it if you put it in a different area, or if you look at it a different way. It's like, oh, I could see where that could have been offensive, or where you could think that I was mad and I wasn't. It does make things a little better, because hearing the tone of your voice matters. That way we know like what you mean to an extent when you say certain things, because we still could be wrong, right? So it's a little better, but I think the best form of communication is face to face, because people get to match everything that you're saying with your gestures, like I do. I talk with my hands a lot, with your facial expressions, and with the tone of your voice. And so, and also like if you're open or closed. So if you're like this the whole time and talking, or if you're like this and talking, or if you're just sitting relaxed and talking, people can kind of, it's like they can get close to you, or they can be shielded away from you. Like, okay, well, I can't, she's in a bad mood, even if you're not. It's just the way that your body language is saying that you are at the time. So we have to be mindful that all of us, our whole being takes a part in the way that we communicate. So I feel like we need to practice. Whenever you have something serious to tell somebody, it's best to kind of, I don't know about y'all, but I do it for myself. I talk it over with myself, and I try to make sure that I'm staying on the key that I want to stay on, so that when I do communicate it, I'm not beating around the bush. I'm not coming off angry. I'm not coming off happy if I'm mad. My facial expressions, my body language is matching what I have to say. And then sometimes you can be so angry. I know we've all been there. you be so angry. It's like, I cannot wait to see this person. Then you just like, blah, 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 you know, like shooting off at the mouth at them. And it's not effective. At the same time, you're thinking like, yeah, I got my point across. That person's mind literally shut down on you. Or they're thinking of ways to retaliate against you. Or they're thinking of things to say to come back on what you're saying instead of hearing what you're saying and then responding. It's like, nope, you're making me mad. You're coming at me with the attitude. I'm going to come right back with the attitude. And that's where we fall short. We keep falling short because we do not understand the importance of making sure that we are taking time to really communicate whatever we're trying to say and get it across in an effective way. Well, the other person doesn't feel offended, and where you don't feel frustrated because you're like, I'm trying to tell you, but you're not getting it. Sometimes you just have to lay it out there, and you can't always expect people to get what you're trying to say immediately. That's just not human nature. That's not fair either, because we all think differently, right? And we're not in each other's minds. So sometimes you can be trying to communicate something. Hey, I don't like when you talk to me this way. And they're like, I talk to everybody that way. You know, like, what's wrong with you? Like, and they kind of do that. And sometimes it is a defense mechanism where they're like, well, I don't want to change it, and I don't want you to tell me I have to change it, because maybe they know it's something they have to work on, but they know it's also going to take work. So instead of, you know, hearing you out and being willing to change it for you, they make excuses and they kind of undermine your feelings and what you're talking about, because they want things their way and they don't want to have to change. Now, that's human nature. We all do it. Sometimes, you know, if you're that person that's in that seat of taking things offensively or taking things and not really grasping it and not understanding the other person, then you need to step back and say, okay, what is it that I need to hear this person saying? Replay it a few times in your head if you have to, what that person was saying. You have to learn to listen, because if you listen, you'll get everything you need to know. You're a hero. You have to be willing to listen so that you can be able to respond appropriately. So when you're talking about effective communication, it's both parties or all parties involved in that communication sequence. So you need to do your part. If you're the person listening at the time, you need to do your part of trying to hear what that person's trying to say. And then if you are the person talking, you need to make sure that you're saying what you need to say in a manner that is appropriate to how you're truly feeling. That's why I always say it's not best to pop off at somebody, want to have a conversation when you're upset, because you say things and you do things and you behave in certain ways that you don't really mean to, because you're angry, you're in emotion. Get out of emotion. We have to stop being emotional creatures. Even if you're in a relationship of any kind of friendship, marriage, you definitely need to learn how to communicate, because these are people you don't want to walk out of your life. You don't want these people to have a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to you. You want them to be able to feel like you're their peace. So with that being said, you just need to learn how to communicate your feelings and stop saying like, well, I didn't say this to that person because I feel like they're going to get upset, or you get upset about something and you're really hurt about it, and instead of telling that person, you go tell your friends and vent it to your friends. That's not doing anything. For the moment, yeah, your friend may, say like, yeah, you're right. Like, that's not cool what happened to you. It's not okay how that person talks to you. You know what I'm saying? It makes you feel better for the moment, but yet you still have that other person in your life, and that person has no idea. You just walk around with an attitude. That is not effective communication, because what that person's going to do, then they're going to start talking to somebody else and complaining about you. Oh, she always got an attitude. He always mad about something, because you're not communicating it to them, because you're trying to already predict what their reaction is going to be. You're trying to predict what their response is going to be. Or they're going to be mad if I say this, so I'm just going to tell my friends. No, like, you have to learn that if you're feeling something, if you need something, be able to express that and be able to be honest at all times, because that's what's going to take you far. I don't care if that person's like, I don't really care to hear about your problems. Well, then that's just not the person that needs to be in your life. Or if they're saying, well, I feel like every time you're always complaining about something, like they kind of make you feel bad, so then it makes you shut down, like, okay, I'm not going to talk to them about this because they already feel like I'm already complaining too much. No, you need to exit out of that person's life, or have that person exit out of your life, or they need to be willing to listen. You guys need to go through counseling, whatever it takes for them to hear you, because you bottling your emotions and feelings up inside is not going to do anything for you in the long run. It's going to make you more upset, more bitter, and it's going to have more people in your business that don't need to be in your business. Because what are you going to do? Like I said before, you're going to take whatever you're feeling, whatever emotions is going on with you, whatever problems you have with that person, and you're going to go tell your friends, tell your family, tell other people, because you're too afraid to tell the person that you're with, or the person that you're friends with. It's just not healthy. And we, like I said, we communicate all the time. Your facial expressions, even if you're not saying nothing, is communicating to other people. Your hands, your body language, all that, you're communicating to other people. If someone's paying attention to you, they're reading your body language. They're reading your comfortability. They're able to see what you may be thinking, just based off of your body language and your facial expressions. And I don't know if anybody's like me, like I have bad times sometimes where I'm not able to keep my facial expressions under control. You know, it's just like natural. Like if something is like crazy or bothering me, or if it's like somebody has an odor or something, it's like on my face. So something I need to work on too. But you know, basically, effective communication is just taking the time to really think about what you're trying to say, but still say what you need to say. You should not be, oh, I wanted to call this person a B, so I did it. No, not that kind of say what you need to say, but say it where you let the person know, hey, I didn't like when you did this. I don't like when you talk to me like that. Or I do like when you do this for me. I do appreciate that. Communicate it. We should not just be communicating the bad things. We should be letting each other know the good things as well. Because if someone just hears you all the time talk about, well, you do this wrong and you do that wrong, I don't like when you do this to me, I don't like when you talk to me like that, that person's eventually, if they're wise, they're going to say, well, hey, look, maybe I'm not the person for you, or maybe this job is not for you, or maybe this friendship is not for you. So I'm going to bounce, because everything that you're saying is constantly complaining about me, and you're barely, letting me know the good stuff. So I don't want to be a burden on you anymore. So I'm just going to exit, or I'm going to have you exit, and then it may not even be what you wanted. You could have loved that job, love that friendship, love that relationship, but you're so quick to jump on the bandwagon for, oh, well, you're not doing this, and I would like for you to do this when you come home, and I want you to talk to me like that, and we should do more dates, and we should hang out more. And it's like complaints. That's how that other person's hearing it. Versus, I do really enjoy when you take time and call me, and we can just talk about our day or talk about our week. Because, sometimes I have a rough week, and it's nice to have a friend like you who can call, check on me, and I can call and check on, and we can just talk about the week and laugh and get it off our chest, whatever we're feeling, and I don't have to feel alone, and I hope that you don't either. Or if you're in a relationship, I really love the times that you take me on a date. I was thinking maybe we can do that more often, like whenever we have time. Maybe we should start doing dates, because I really feel like it brings us closer. That gives us time to talk about whatever we may be going through, or checking on our relationship, see where we're at. And it also just gives us bonding time where we're not focused on the kids, we're not focused on work, we're not focused on whatever issues we have going on from work or from our personal friendships and things like that. So I really enjoy it. Like maybe, once every 2 weeks or once a month, we can plan something big together and just do it, and just use that time. No phones, no drama, just talk about where we're at and what we can do to maybe what I can give you more of to improve the relationship, improve your happiness in the relationship, and what you can give me more of to do the same. But you know, just let me know a date that you feel will be perfect for you, and we can work on it. And we can take turns. You know, maybe this time you can pay for it, the next time I'll pay for it, or we can both at each month we can do something big and just both put in a money jar and take that money, that funds that we saved up, and just whatever we have saved up, and just do something nice. Go to a nice dinner, go see some movies, or you know, maybe go on a small trip or whatever. You know, like that's how you communicate. Not always angry. I'm telling you, because I've been in relationships before, and I didn't know how to communicate. It's like I'm angry, like you don't ever take me out no more. You don't ever spend time with me. You don't call me like you used to. And that's not effective communication. Because you know what? Because that person thinking you're crazy, and I'm definitely not going to do it now. And so, good what you're trying, but you push me away even more. You know, because you don't know how to talk to me. And that's what that person sees, and that's what that person hears. And when they get into that phase, it's hard to get them out because that person has a negative thought of you now. Versus if you can be hurting and so angry inside, but you just need to learn how to. I do it with my daughter. Sometimes I just want to just go crazy. Like, girl, like, listen to me. I'm trying to tell you. You know, she thinks everyone's her friend, and they're not. Or she's not turning her work, and it's like, you have to do your work. And, you know, we have those issues. Overall, great kid. But like I said, like, we have those times where it's like pulling teeth. And it's like, I just want to just yell and be like, listen to me. Like, you need to do what I tell you to do, you know? And I understand that doing that is not going to make it effective. It's not effective communication, and she's not going to listen to that. She's not going to listen to me yelling at her and telling her what she should and should not be doing. And, you know, but instead, I just sit down and talk with her. Like, you know, what are you having any struggles in school? Why are you not turning in this assignment? Or why is this grade lower when, you know, why is it slipping when you're normally good in this course? There's something going on. And we talk about it from that point, and she says, oh no, everything's fine. Well, do you need a tutor? You know, or do you feel like maybe you should be studying more? Like maybe instead of studying a few times a week, we should study every day, just to see maybe if that helps your grades. Or she has friends that are bad influences. Instead of me just saying, I told you about that person, it's like, well, now you understand. Now you see why I told you that wasn't the best person for you. But I'm glad that everything's okay on your end. And I'm sorry that you guys are not friends anymore. You know, just make sure you pay attention to people's character. You know, you want to hang on with people who are like you. You know, like basically just breaking stuff down and explaining it to her, because just like I want someone to communicate with me effectively, I need to do that for my daughter. I need to do that for other kids. You know, it's not always on the adult, so I deserve it. No, we all deserve, all humans deserve it. So, I don't know. I know I'm just kind of rambling on, but that's just, it's kind of hard to explain exactly what I'm trying to say without having like an hour-long video. But this is just what I look at as effective communication. Just some different skills you can try picking up. Try just altering the way that you speak. Instead of being angry and coming off like that, it's just inhale, exhale, lower your tone, and talk to that person. You could be just as stern. I mean, I'm sure a lot of y'all with kids like myself, I'm sure you understand, you've mastered the art of telling your kids exactly what you want them to do. And it may be strict, even it may be direct, but you know how to talk to them in a way where it's like you putting your foot down, but it's still where they're willing to listen to you, because you're not screaming and yelling, you're not being overly passive and, oh no, don't do this, please. But you have a great tone. You in your body posture is saying, listen to me, you're authoritarian, and you're just letting your kids know, or your spouse or whoever is trying to do something that you don't like, and you're just letting them know, I'm serious. I want for this to stop. You know, what do we need to do to come to a common ground? Because this is affecting our relationship. This is affecting my trust for you, or whatever it is, and we need to work on it. And you just let them know, you know. But don't ever minimize what you're saying, what you feel, and what you're thinking, and whatever's bothering you because you're worried about what the other person's going to say. That's not healthy. It's not going to get you anywhere. You're going to be the one unhappy while they're happy, because they don't know anything's wrong with you, or they know something wrong with you, but they think that you don't care enough because you're not saying nothing. So they're going to continue doing what they want to do. So don't let it slide, but also just learn how to talk. Learn how to get the message out without it being taken in the negative light. Yes, you may be worried that they're not going to like when I say this. That's fine. But if you know that you're trying your best to effectively communicate with them and to let them know what's going on, and you're willing to listen to their feedback or their response, that's all you can do. But don't sit back and just settle and just say, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut because I don't want to cause drama. I don't want to cause problems. Like, you're already causing problems if you're thinking like that. You're causing problems on yourself and your happiness. So y'all let me know what you think in the comments below. Keep the conversation going. I know this video was a little bit all over the place, but I do hope you were able to take something from it. And if you have anything to add, of course, share it in the comments. It's because we know that we like to teach somebody else something that we know, and you'll be teaching me as well, because I do pay attention to my comments. So let me know what you think, and we will talk next time. Bye.